Serious question. Is there something wrong with me because I high-key felt bad for Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes, the fuck? You're feeling bad for a serial killer? What do you mean is there something wrong with me? Hi, what's going on? So I was going through TikTok trying to find some enjoyable things to watch, and I stumbled across these two vids. They were about Jeffrey Dahmer, and they were pretty much about how these two felt bad for him. And we all know TikTok is pretty stupid, but I think this gotta take the cake. How do you feel bad for a serial killer? Like the guy ate children and killed children. Like how? He was abusing animals and all that. How do you feel bad for them? Let's take a look at these vids, man.
I really hope this finds like the right side of TikTok and I'm actually searching for my people or anyone who's like into psychology and can like dip into my mind right now. So like every other basic bitch on Netflix, I've just finished watching Dahmer. It's basically a series talking about Jeffrey Dahmer, the notorious serial killer in the States, which happened late 70s to early 90s. It's like 10 episodes or whatever. If you're still watching it and don't want any spoilers, keep scrolling.
Even if you didn't watch the film, you probably know the ending to Jeffrey Dahmer. He straight up dies. Like, you're not spoiling anything. We know he dies. Everyone knows he dies.
But I really need some help with this. I need to know what the psychology is behind me finishing the series and going, I kind of feel sorry for him.
Probably the lack of, understanding the situation and who Jeffrey Dahmer really is or was. He was a serial killer. Like, the guy killed around 15 people and ate most of them. So, whatever you bring of that.
So basically in the last episode, he gets murdered in prison and he's like really silent and he just like gets battered to a pulp. Like, I totally appreciate this man is probably like the worst of the worst. No, he is the worst of the worst. He is literally like Lucifer himself. Like, it's that bad. He's a cannibal. He's a sexual predator. He drugs people. He beats them. He dismembers them. He murders them. He tortures them. He eats them. Like, he keeps their body parts. Like, he is crazy. This man is crazy.
Listen, unlike the next video, at least she understood what Jeffrey Dahmer did. Congratulations.
But for some reason, I feel really sorry for him. Like, oh my God, are you that lonely? And I know that is like such a bad way to think or feel. No, I think that he's crazy and I know he's crazy. And in my mind, I'm like, you're fucked. But in my heart, I'm like, I feel really sorry for you. I feel really sorry that you are that lonely, that this is the lengths that you go to wanting to feel close to somebody, to wanting to keep someone, because I've been lonely. I think we've all been lonely. It's like the worst feeling in the world.
A bit of this is Netflix's fault because during the entire film, they portrayed Jeffrey Dahmer as this lonely individual who they wanted you to sympathize with, connect with, but it doesn't change the fact that he's a serial killer, man. Like, you can't just change that.
And if you've actually watched any like real life interviews of Jeffrey Dahmer or like his childhood, and even watching this Netflix series, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out that he does seem a little bit autistic, like he's on the spectrum, which breaks my heart even more. I'm like, where was the help and support that you needed? And then I feel like a really terrible person because I'm like, this guy murdered, tortured, sexually, I don't know what I can say on TikTok, like R@PED people. You know what I mean? He is the worst. He is, like I said, Lucifer himself. But why do I feel sorry for him?
Just a lack of understanding, honestly. You pretty much just didn't understand what Jeffrey Dahmer truly did at the end of it. Now, if you thought that video was worse, the other one I think is 10 times worse than that. Let's take a look at this real quick.
Serious question. Is there something wrong with me because I high-key felt bad for Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes, the fuck? You're feeling bad for a serial killer? What do you mean is there something wrong with me?
Okay, so first things first, that whole documentary was like 12 out of 10. Like, that shit was fire.
Fire is one crazy way to describe the film because I think it wasn't fire. It had good acting and that's pretty much where it ends. The entire show was pretty disturbing to me. Like, I had to take a couple of breaks to like fully understand what was going on. That's how disturbing it was.
Coming from someone that likes like true crime shit, right? Now, throughout the whole thing, I was like, damn, like, this shit is crazy. Like, that's so sad. All, like, the murders and everything that, like, he did. The way he did it, like, I was like, damn, like, this shit is mad scary. Like, that's so sad. But I was like fine throughout the whole thing because like I watch a lot of true crime, whatever. But bitch, when they killed Jeffrey, I was like literally teary-eyed. Like,
wow, not a single care to the victims at all. Like, imagine the victims' family and friends seeing this video and just seeing you simp over Jeffrey Dahmer and feeling bad that he died. Like, this has gotta be one crazy thing, man. And it's gotta be crazy to say that you were like teary-eyed for Jeffrey Dahmer too. What is wrong with you?
I got teary-eyed. I'm looking at my boyfriend like, oh my God, like, please don't tell me they kill him. Don't tell me he died. I'm looking at myself like, bitch, what? Like, what? For some reason, like, everything that he did that was, like, absolutely horrifying, just, like, out the window. I'm literally, like, looking to my side, and I'm like, please tell me they don't kill him.
Again, man, imagine being the family or friends of the victims and you hear this lady say she feels bad and she didn't want them to kill Jeffrey Dahmer. What is wrong with you, man? Like, come on, man.
I felt so fucking bad. Like, I actually felt bad. Like, it was, like, ridiculous. I'm thinking to myself, like, you should not be feeling bad for this man. Like, but I deadass didn't want him to die. Like, I was kind of pissed. I was like, what the fuck?
Listen, TikTok never fails to disappoint on how stupid the user base is. We got people over here feeling bad for Jeffrey Dahmer and just forgetting all the depraved shit that he did to people. And, you know, it's actually insane what people can be saying on the internet nowadays. But, you know, it's been me. If you enjoyed this video, a like and a sub would be, like, kind of fucking lit. But, yeah, peace out.